Alright, hello everyone. This is not going to be a typical video of mine, but I thought I'd go ahead and show you a really cool build that I just discovered. I kind of came up with it on the fly, but a while back there was this sword called the Stormblade that I realized had this awesome ability called critical hits with this weapon cause an explosion, damaging enemies within zero point 0.5 tiles for 43 base damage. So this Stormblade is incredible, especially with this hero build that I'm going to show you here in a minute. Now, yours does not have to be 144, but mine is. That's what it's, because I thought it was an exceptionally good sword. And then I also have another different build for it, which is 130. If it let me get to it, here it is. Same build, except for this one has an attack speed on it and 1 crit rating, and the other one had 2 crit rating, life leech, and damage to miss monsters and bosses. So with this sword, you're going to use this build. So it's going to go Whiteout Fiona as your commander. Team perk is Blast from the Past. Support team, I have Saurian Claws, Saurian Hide, Legendary Blade, Medicinal Fumes, Survivalist, Stationary Hover Turret, and Adrenaline Rush as my gadgets. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut to some footage of me showing off this build and this weapon in a 164 player mission, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so in this first clip you're going to see me taking out this, I think it's a medium encampment here. As you can see, I do throw up a turret, and there are smoke screens. There's also a nurse in the midst of them, and one heavy attack finished almost the entire encampment off, and this thing was cleared in just a few seconds here. I mean, it was really quick. I was actually really impressed with the performance on this encampment right here. I then immediately ran over here to these next few husks, and I take out this blaster here, so you get to see what it's like on miss monsters with smoke screens. As you can see, he was dead almost near instantly, and then they were down here attacking a boar, and I cleared them pretty quick as well. I also wanted to include this clip right here. I just took out this nurse in I think one shot almost. And then I also cleared out these extra few little husks as well, pretty quickly. Alright, so this was my encounter with a nurse and a taker, with the smoke screens as well. All of this was recorded in the same mission. So this is a 144 Stormblade versus 160s and 250s, and they are smokescreen, frenzied, just about everything you could ask for. The only thing they were missing are acid pools. But even that I think you could probably handle with this blade. It's incredible how much damage this thing does. Alright, so here's the Stormblade's performance against a large encampment. I do throw up a turret here just to support me just a little bit, that way I know if there's any more husk remaining. But one heavy attack cleared that nurse out pretty quick. As you can see, there were like 4 nurses in this encampment. Usually that requires pot shots and mythics to kill, but the Stormblade made quick work of these nurses. And immediately after this encampment, you will see that I go and do a survivor standing on top of a car as well. And I handle that one pretty easily as well with this Stormblade build. So I just want to throw this out there. I don't know many melee weapons that can solo a 160 car survivor like this one, especially with the modifiers on this. I mean, now they weren't nature nor were they metal corrosive, but I mean, it's still ridiculous how powerful this is. And the last test I did was against a smasher. Now I do end up going down in this clip, but that's because my internet decided to act funky, and I didn't really know what was happening, so don't judge me too harshly on this clip, but we do end up taking down the Smasher. I was not pleased with how it performed against the Smasher. I was expecting it to do a little more damage than it did, but for overall, this was an exceptionally good build, especially for a melee weapon. Alright, so my final thoughts of this blade, it's really exceptional. I'd give it, if it was on a 5-star scale, I'd give it 5 stars. I mean, the only thing it had trouble was on the Smasher. But there is something to take note of. The explosions do not actually count for melee weapons if you're doing dailies. So always keep that in mind, that this does not always count for melee weapon kills if the husk was not hit by the blade itself. So that's my final say-so on this one, but overall it's a wonderful build and I recommend trying it out. This is Kingston, signing off.